Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
And one thing that I didn't know about the marathon day that Disney does is Disney will pick a couple of rides, maybe one or two or three, and they will open them really early so that if you are mid-marathon, you can go hop on that ride. And actually, Expedition Everest was open.
Okay.
And we actually didn't ride it, and it's entirely my fault because going backwards makes me nauseous. And it was at like mile 14 of the race, and I was like, I
Don't want to
can't.
play with that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But the marathon was on the last day that Dino Land USA is open forever. It has now been flattened, but they had the like Triceratops spin open and they were like waving everybody, everyone wave goodbye to Dino Land. It's all gone. And they had that open. I was like, Hannah, we got to go do that. And she was like, okay, she's so go with the flow. She's so amazing. But we did. We went on a ride mid-marathon and you can tell by how much I'm smiling. Like, you don't get to say that every day. And it's just so fun. But I didn't know. I had no idea that they purposefully opened rides for marathoners early. And I think that is so cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's so fun. And then we did more highways. When we went through Typhoon Lagoon, I was a little surprised that they didn't bring us like through Typhoon Lagoon like we did with the other parks, but they did have us kind of run a rectangle around it. But you know what? It was one of those things where a lot of people were complaining about it, but they had so many like volunteers passing out waters and jelly beans and cheering on people that, it was what you made of it. And we made it fun. It was a beautiful day. So, and they had, a lot going on there before our way to Hollywood Studios. So the marathon day was also the day where, in my opinion, they brought out the big guns with the characters because we got Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse the day before, but that day they had Frozone. And who doesn't like Frozone?
Yeah.
There was Frozone.
Super suit.
Exactly. And that's what we said when we saw him.
Yeah.
Frozone and Lilo and Stitch. And there was one portion, I don't recall where on the course it was. It's all a blur, to be honest. But they had like smoke machines going and they were playing really dramatic Star Wars music. So they had Chewbacca and stormtroopers, and I think it was Boba Fett. It might not have been Boba Fett. It wasn't Mando. I know that. And they just had so many things out, and it was so fun. They even had Olaf towards the finish too. Nice. So that was great fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, finished in Epcot just like the other days.
Yeah. So how common do you think it was for like people to ride the rides? Because obviously you can hurry along people for character pictures. You can't really hurry the ride that much safely, I imagine. So what was the line like for those rides?
So Everest, to be honest, like I said earlier, and I don't mean this to come off kind of persnickety, and I apologize if it does, but given that we kind of run more and a lot of people, the whole course itself got less crowded the further that we were into the course. That's what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha.
And so Everest was at mile like 14 or 15. So at that point, there wasn't very many people there anyways. So when we were running by, there were empty seats on those things. And actually, we didn't even know the Triceratops spin was open until I saw it going. And I looked at the staff member and I said, "Is that open?" And they said yes. And so we ran right up and we waited probably 2 minutes for it to go. So at the point that we were, there were not very many people. But I imagine that people who were there kind of, we did end up running the whole time, even with our stops. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's right. But I know that if there were people who were behind us that were there for more fun than us, than trying to log some training miles mid character or with some character stops, I imagine they got pretty busy.
Yeah. And just to put it into perspective too, because I know that you are significantly faster than I am, even if it is.
No, it's not that night. No.
Like how fast did you finish like the marathon and all that?
Oh no, we were maybe mid 9-minute miles, things like that.
Yeah, it's still probably faster than I would do it, but
no. And and I hope that that doesn't come out that way. I
Okay,
just
yeah.
mean, like, you know, one thing that I do really like about Run Disney is that it does bring in so many different types of athletes, and
Right.
for a lot of people, it is their first event ever, and there's a lot of people that go and walk, and it's awesome because it encourages people to do that. And I really hope that I didn't come out like very like, oh, we got ahead of everybody, but no, it's just because we were running, and we maybe didn't stop at as many character stops too. Like, we'd kind of run by and be like, okay, do we want a picture with Tarzan? Yeah, okay, let's go, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas some people, you know, they make it the point to go and stop at every single one, and we were not doing that.